Right, thank again, everybody, to joining us on WKS Zoom podcast. This time I'm with Jamie, who is in the band, if I try and remember again, Triplejack.
That's correct. How you doing, guys? How you doing, Craig?
All right, mate. Yeah, all right. Can you sort of explain a bit about the band, your position in it, how you got together, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. Well, I'm the front man, and it's a two-piece. There's only two of us.
Okay.
Myself and John. We kind of came together probably through a love of good music, Jack Daniels, and we did set out to, have a classic kind of four-piece setup. But John kept going on about this vision of the future and, bringing electronic beats
Okay.
to kind of classic rock style music, which I was a bit apprehensive about. But after trying to get some drummers and bass players, we went through a kind of big turnover. I decided, I was like that to him, let's give it a go. And it's kind of paid off, it's kind of made us have a bigger sound.
How long have you been together then?
I would say probably it's about 3-4 years now, because we've had songs that we've had to kind of re kind of do and put these electronic beats and bass lines to them. So that's taken a wee bit of time to get together, and get it ready.
Right. So where are you based then? You've obviously Scottish voice, but
That's correct. Yeah, no, we're both Glasgow based.
both. I was going to say it sounds Glaswegian. My
Yeah.
my dad my dad was born there. He was born in the Gorbals up in
Oh, right.
Maryhill there. Yeah.
Well, I'm in the Maryhill area, but you probably won't recognise the Gorbals now. It's all
No.
market, fancy houses and all that now. It's not what it
Okay.
used to be.
Fair play. So what would what style of music are you? How would you describe your genre then?
We would put it under electronic rock. There's
Okay.
there's a mixture of classic rock, kind of 90s indie, and a heavy kind of electronic beat behind it. But we would kind of classify it under electronic rock.
Okay. So is it two guitars or what's the setup?
Uh, no, it's just one guitar. Myself as the front man, hands free, and the electronic beats. That's it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So who writes most of the lyrics then?
Lyrics are me. That's my department.
Okay.
Guitar riffs, that was John. The beats and the bass lines are a kind of mixture, to be honest.
Right.
John probably does more of that than me, but I do kind of come in with a wee bit as well.
Okay. So sort of writing wise, does it come easy to you songs or have it takes time?
Do you know, it's sometimes you can be working on something for a long time and you're getting nowhere, and then all of a sudden this wee line or riff comes into your head and that's you. Other times it just flows in the studio straight away. It just clicks. So it's a bit of a mixture, to be honest. We're constantly working on stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not getting as much studio time, so the opportunity for creating sort of newer tunes isn't quite there. So we're working on a kind of back catalogue of things that we've got that we just haven't fine tuned yet.
Okay. So is there music out there that people can get hold of and listen to? Is there?
Yeah. We released a single called "Back on the Jacks" on the start of November.
Okay.
So that's available on like iTunes and Spotify, and I think is it Bandcamp as well. I think
Yeah.
also YouTube. The video's on YouTube as well. You can see it on YouTube, and I think there's links posted on our. I think triplejack.band is our webpage, and
Okay.
then you've got Instagram, Facebook. So it's accessible.
It's out there.
online.
Yeah.
Oh, it's out there. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So how have you found the lockdown then, musically? Is it?
It's been interesting. It's killing me because I'm choking to do a gig. We're all about our energy playing live. We live to gig, that's one of our kind of mottos. So that's been a bit of a struggle. But it's been a challenge as well. We're just looking at different ways of evolving to kind of meet you know, what we're faced against. And what we find is we're doing things almost in a backward way now. We're creating songs on laptops, emailing them between each other, recording in each other's house, and then actually getting them to a point where they're ready to put on an album before we've actually even really been in the studio or performed them live, you know.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of strange the way it's turned out, but it's we've definitely put it to good use, because certainly John's become a bit of a master in terms of recording and mastering our songs. So we haven't just been sitting about on the Jack Daniels all of the time, you know. We have been putting it to good use.
Brilliant. So what's your day job then, if you don't mind me asking?
I work in manufacturing.
Okay. So that's all ceased, is it, or does it still go on?
Well, no, we're still working, but you know, I deal with the shipping side. So not only have we got the whole COVID situation, we've got Brexit as well. So it's a bit of a mess. So that's it's going to keep us busy for the next months to a year, I reckon.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So what's your sort of favorite artist or band that you sort of would look up to?
I would say, the main ones for us would be probably your likes of Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, Stone Roses, a wee bit AC/DC, that kind of classic. That's kind of, they've been big influences. Jack Daniels obviously is a major influence. We're quite often we're under the influence of that. So there's, I would say, classic rock and indie are in ones, wee bit Alabama 3 as well. Actually,
I love the Alabama 3.
Oh, good, yeah.
Brilliant.
I've been to see them a couple of times. If you listen it back on the Jacks, you'll hear a wee kind of Alabama 3 vibe going on there, So, and that's probably where their kind of electronic kind of style influence comes in, because they've kind of got that in doses as well,
Well, a friend of mine he's a landlord actually at the Farmer's Arms here in Penzance. He's good friends with Larry or Rob. And he comes down a few times, and he was sort of played at one of the weddings here and all this sort of stuff. Great guys, great bunch of guys. But sad about Mr. Black, but that's the way life is, isn't it?
That's it. He shone brightly though. So
he did shine brightly. Yeah. Brilliant. So have you got any plans for anything else coming out soon, or?
We're working on stuff constantly. We've probably got 2 or 3 songs prepared and ready for release. We're looking at kind of how we can shoot the next video for our next single. We've invested in some equipment for doing outdoor stuff as well. Because if we're not going to be inside, then we can certainly be playing outside somewhere, whether it's at the top of a hill or an abandoned street or under a bridge or something, we can still get the thrill of performing and maybe live streaming it or whatever, so you've just got to try and work out new ways of being able to perform your music. Basically, that's for me first and foremost. It's all about the performing live. That's
what's your gut feeling about when that might happen for you guys? I mean, I know it's different in Scotland than here, so
I would say I've got a sneaky suspicion that this might be 2020B as opposed to 2021. So I've got a feeling that we might not see a lot of live music, especially indoors, this year. And if we're coming into winter again, before the vaccinations are complete, I doubt there will be. It would be great to see it, because, like I say, I'm choking to be gigging in that. Amazing. So that's why we've invested in equipment for maybe playing outdoors and stuff, because at least then, if we can't get access to the venues, we can certainly be beaming out our music somewhere.
Well, I know they released this afternoon that they're not doing Glastonbury again this year, are they? So that's, I know that's a thing, an event that takes a lot of planning, but
Yeah.
if an event like that goes, then you probably think, well, you might be right, it might be next year now.
Well, that's kind of that's good for us. That gives us a wee bit extra time to prepare a set for it, you know.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant.
That would be like the ultimate, doing somewhere like that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Tina Park's no more. That would have been like our kind of mecca, going to playing at Tina Park.
yeah,
We
yeah,
did, we played a couple of kind of small festivals, and that's the kind of vibe that we enjoy. People who have come away for a weekend and that, just to let go and totally immerse themselves in the music. That's what we're hoping to be
brilliant.
getting into that kind of circuit.
Yeah, brilliant. So, what's the best bit of advice you've been given about music?
Um, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Well, I would say there's maybe two bits of advice in terms of writing music. You should always write for yourself first and foremost. If you're trying to write for other people, then I don't think you'll get the same satisfaction out of it.
Mm.
And the other one piece of advice that I got was learn to play the guitar, because that will help you, even if you're a singer, to write your own songs, which I did intend to do. I was on the way to buy strings for my guitar, but I ended up. That's where I met John. I ended up in the pub instead, and that's where I
Oh,
met John. So I found a guitarist instead. So
okay, fair
uh,
play, fair play. Who would you most like to collaborate with then?
oh, that's a tricky one. Oh, that is a tricky one. We do like Kasabian. That's another one of our kind of big influences. Obviously stuff's happened with them, so Tom's
Yeah.
no longer with them. But it would be cool. Obviously now there's a gap for a front man, so it would be, maybe I could just slip in there and John could bring some electronic beats to it, and we could have some sort of Triplejack Kasabian thing going on. That would be cool, because and we like their kind of electronic beats, and they've got a lot of energy as well. So
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be a cool band to sort of team up with for a while.
Brilliant, mate, brilliant. Right, last question. I ask this every time, all the interviews, but is there anybody you'd like to thank for you being here musically now?
Right. My parents, definitely, because they've got kind of a kind of wide eclectic taste in music. From when I was probably just about able to speak, we had the Doors on and Neil
Mm,
Young in the car.
brilliant, brilliant.
So when we were kind of teenage years and people would be saying to me, "Oh, I've just discovered this band, you need to hear them, they're called the Doors," I'd be like, "Well, I've been listening to them since before I could always speak."
Mm,
So definitely, my parents, and obviously Jim Morrison. He's one of my kind of idols. I love the way that Jim Morrison didn't just put in, didn't just sing. He put in a performance. He connected with the crowd.
yeah,
He bridged the gap between the music and the crowd, and
superb.
that's the kind of thing we're trying to do. So very, very intellectual, clever guy. Not always given the credit for his intelligence.
Mm, mm,
People just see the kind of Mr. Mojo Rising and Lizard King, which were entertaining and pulled a crowd. But he was also a very forward thinker, and if you ever see any of his interviews in that and hear any of his quotes, very profound.
yes.
The guy knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Jamie, look, thanks very much for giving me the time. And good luck with everything. Hopefully, get on that hill in the open space before next year.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, definitely. That's it. That's the equipment arrived. We just get stung with massive charges because
Oh
of
yeah.
Brexit, because it came from Germany. So
Mm,
we need to get out there and make some money.
yes.
But No, definitely. We're out and about, and we'll be trying to post as much live stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc.
Okay.
And no, thanks very much for the interview.
No problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tag a couple of videos from YouTube with this interview anyway of yours. So we'll,
Yeah,
I'll
brilliant.
find them and I'll choose a couple that I like.
Excellent. That's great. Thanks very much.
All right, mate. You take care.
Yeah, take it easy. See you
See
later.
you, mate. Bye.
Bye, guys.